Part two of this investigation, right, now looking at the black cube of Saturn, right? And this is something you find a lot of these type of conspiracy type of videos and websites and all that, where they gone on about Saturn cube, like the worshipping of Saturn cube and all this. Of course, all this Saturn cube thing is just again another code referring to basically being a Mason, right? And the cube is referring to being a Mason. In the Saturn, right? The Saturn basically is the trans idea, right? You got a few codes in it. Like you got the T-urn, right? The T-urn, and you got the trans. And you got a lot of other different ideas in there. You got the Satya, You got the sat at the sort of at the right hand side of God, or sat at the table. You got all different type of codes, but just it's just a total code. It's not anything to do with monsters or demons or what have you, like these type of conspiracy shells go on about, right? And as you can see, this one here, the secret god of the occult world, which just occurred near what being a Mason. And as you can see here, right, this is Ice Cube, right, on Twitter, right. Remember there's 3 T's in the Twitter. So obviously one there, very good. Ice Cube, a message to the entire black world. Yeah. To all black people, no matter the hue. So hue is the D again with being black. Colour, right? Whenever you see the black cube, it represents you. So what, God knows what all that's about, but yeah, as you can see, Ice Cube and the entire black world. Of course, this one as well, read. Type of fear ideas about occult worship, putting a bit of fear about the black cube idea. Of course, it just means it's the Bible book, innit? It's representative of the Bible book and that, because that's what these people are, book worshippers. See? They're into the religious book, right? And it's very possible origins of this religious book lies in Africa, right? End of course, hex. See what I mean? And that was what I said one time about that one there, cube-baller in Arabic, cube god. The cross in the cube, see? I said in one of the older videos, the one of the Judaism thing, they always have it in enclaves and within like the Western society, right? And they're practicing the type of religion within the Western society, but it's always like a little enclave or a ghetto or something, right? So it's not it's like the East within the West, right? And it's all they were black, like all the clothes they wear are black and black hats and all the rest of it. And they're sort of praising in front of a wall, wailing in front of a wall, and the wall represents like a division. See? So most likely you're talking about this religion, all of these religion is originating out of Africa. There's Saturn's dreaming hexagon, right? The hex, the Cassini, again the castration idea. 6-sided thing. And Saturn is just, total good, as we know, Santiago is James, right? And the saint, like the Simon Templar, the saint is basically James, and Santa is James. So you see the Saturn and the Satan is just the same thing as James again. And Saturn's hexagon, well there you go. And Saturn cubes and battle between good and evil, of course. Garbage. Total rubbish. Just metaphorical stuff. There's no monsters flying around with wings and stuff. You know what I mean? See this ice cube tea drinker, right? One of the dirtiest teas going. Always like a type of snarling, aggressive look and all that. And he looks as soft as marshmallow, doesn't he? Proper. And it was a good day. See, she is a she, and it was a good day by the cube. So the good book, see, the good book. The Kurds, always the Kurds. I gotta thank God, for being a tea drinker. Got garbage about living in a ghetto and all this cobblers, see. A tea drinker. Of history of Saturn, right? Yeah, who discovered it and all that. Discovered in 1610 by Italian astronomer Galileo Galilei. So now the Gauli, the eunuch priest, looking through a telescope, see, and that's all it is. So it's like the hidden cube of Saturn, right? Hidden cube becomes a metaphor for transits because they're hidden, and you need a special equipment like a telescope to see them, see. So the average peasant, say like 1610, right? Remember the Bible was published around 1611, supposedly, right? So around about that time, not many peasant villagers would have had telescopes, right? Only these type of rich transits would have had telescopes, right? So that looking at that through a telescope and seeing, these are like computer illustrations, but seeing that little shiny planet, as they call it, through the telescope, see, became like a metaphor for being a trance, because this was a hidden thing. You could only see it if you had the special equipment, like a telescope, see? And that was the whole thing about why it become a metaphor for the transits, and then they called it Saturn, because it's it's a coded full of code and that, see? And of course this is garbage. The alien idea again, the lie is again to hide the transits, and even when they're shipping over type of races into countries, again the alien idea is used as a disguise, see, to get used to kids, to get used to aliens in their type of natural lands and that, see. So you had the Star Wars, Star Wars was full of all these different alien beings and all this, right? That was pure programming, because they were programming kids to get used to alien type of peoples and all that in front of them and that, see. Like the black and white minstrel show, like earlier, you know what I mean? Of course, you have the Saturn, right? You've got the parallels with Uranus, right? Uranus. So again, a link to the like the castration of Uranus idea. There's the Tefillin Judaism idea, right? Where obviously the black cube look like a little mini sort of Bible representation to me. And the wrap it around the wrist or whatever. A cube on the head. So I always keep before them, right? The ideas are put from the book and that, see. So I always keep on their mind these ideas and that. Of course, they're all their T's and they're all transits. There you go. The good book or the good cube. Always keep before you the lessons from the good cube, the good book, and the hex symbol, of course. Yeah, them given the two black leather boxes, as I see, as the Bible was always bound in black leather cover, read. The early ones and that. The fill in, right? The fill in, fill the box, and the T. Exodus from Egypt. There's Africa, see? The African idea. Out of Africa. There's out of Africa, like the out of Africa idea. Yeah, Redford, Susanna Hamilton, who was in the 1984. Liquid, ex-Africa sample are liquid tea drinkers out of Africa. The caste system in Africa, right? Yeah. So a lot of the caste system exists there, just like Britain, Europe and all that thing. Caste system. The castration. Castes. When you have the Dalet in Hebrew, read. This is the Indian version of Dalet. Is meaning to do with the caste systems, read. And the Dalets in Indian is broken and scattered people, also known as the untouchables. The name of people belonging to the lowest stratum caste in India, read. Dalets are excluded from a fourfold system. So there's your four, your Hebrew Dalet 4, right? Also in the Hebrew Dalet is a poor person, right? If you remember that one, the poor person, was seen as forming a fifth, Varna, right? Nirvana and all that, right? But this could be the opposite way, right? This could be like a way of describing the tea drinkers, see? So it's like a secret caste of people that exists. The tea drinkers, so no one knows they exist. See, it's a secret caste who becomes a fifth, as opposed to the four in this Varna system, see? The term Dalit is a self-applied concept that Druids call the untouchables, outside the traditional Hindu caste hierarchy. See? So you think it's the poorest ones and all that, the beggars and all that, but it's actually a name for the tea drinkers, see? To share that with them. Yeah, struggle for supremacy, like 400 again, the Dalit 4, right? Struggle for supremacy between Buddhism and Brahmanism, right? Some Hindu priests befriended untouchables who were demoted lower caste ranks. Right, this is to do with the affinity, right, that these rich poshuas have for their sort of very poor, lowest caste servants, right? Like the type of Jesus healing the poor ideas, right? And the Dalit idea is basically about the benevolence of the rich to the poor person, right? So it's ties in with all that stuff. So it's this the untouchables idea, right, is applying to the very poor wretches and also to the very rich, top class people like the emperors and all this. So it's like dualistic, right? Divided, split, broken and scattered people, right? Untouchables. Dalets, right? Depressed people. Dalets, see? The four. Or the Dalit Panthers here, the Dalit Panthers activist group, like the Black Panthers, see? The Dalit Panthers. You got the Fab Four, the Beatles, right? Who were the Fab Four, the Dalits, right? And look at the word Beatles, right? Look at the word Beatles. The Dalits. The Dalits. The Egyptian beetle known as the black beetle, right? The black beetle.